Morphogenics Podcast is it's a podcast that interviews or talks with and has discussions with people in the agribusiness as well as the food industries. So it's our aim is to have discussions and interviews with people doing interesting things in those industries. So I'm very happy to have you as a guest today on the podcast.
Okay. And Chris, what do people misunderstand about your industry the most?
Well, what they really don't understand is freshness. They've forgotten it. We're all accustomed that when we buy a bag of salad, it's only going to last in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. We're used to that. Maybe we get 5 before it goes moldy. Berries? Who doesn't bring home a box of berries to tip it over and find it's got mold in the middle of it?
True.
Cultivating all of the different plants that we've done here, for example, in the middle of the jungle, where we have every known mold and spore and pollen and pests. Not only have we been able to cultivate without a lost batch, but when we do harvest here, we've been able to show that our harvest lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks. And often, for example, on a rainbow char or a lettuce or even our microgreens, having them kept in the fridge for 6 to 7 weeks is normal. That's normal. What we didn't appreciate, and this has been the game changer for us, is the reason nothing lasts for us when we bring it home from the store is 90% of its life cycle was spent getting it on the plane, off the plane, into the store.
That's right. Wow. Okay.
That's where it went, right? And so being able to do this locally, and our habitats, for example, could grow whatever the consumers want for their community. What we see for expats in one part of Panama is very different than another, depending on their culture. And so being able to tell the local producer, this is what I want. I have a holiday or I have a celebration or I have a time of year where I want to see this. We could do that. And then tell them that when it's ready for harvest, it'll be shipped directly to you and it will last this long. They don't believe it. This is like the days in Russia during Perestroika when I worked there. After the dairy industry collapsed, no one there remembered or could believe that milk could last more than a week because it was unpasteurized. Okay. In our case, leafy greens that are grown domestically in our environment can go straight to table and last in that fridge without risk of contamination for weeks and weeks. And that for us is an absolute game changer.
Amazing. That's amazing. Chris, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful talking to you. I think you are a breadth of information. I could have thought it was like a 5-minute discussion.
Well, I love the topic, and I really appreciate the opportunity, Tinashe. I love your podcast, and I love the fact that you're getting this information out to the globe. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information useful, please click the like button, and please subscribe to receive new information from the food and agribusiness industry. Thank you. Goodbye.